76% of the people in retirement homes regret that they didn't live their lives up to their full potential. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Erkka Suvanto. Some of you call me EJ. I'm the guy on social media who builds a legacy for his kids and wants to pass on all the life and business lessons to each and every one of you. Welcome back. This is my weekly recap number 5. This week I have 3 topics. Number 1, as I mentioned in my intro, I recently came across this Cornell University study from 2018 where a psychologist named Dr. Tom Gilovich had conducted this study interviewing a bunch of people in their 80s and 90s in retirement homes and asking them what their biggest regrets were. And 76% of the people actually mentioned that it's not the mistakes that they made during their lives, but it's the things that they didn't do. A missed opportunity when it comes to a business, not taking that job abroad, or staying in that bad relationship. It was interesting because talking about regrets has been a huge passion of mine. I've made this promise to myself that I would live by this principle where I have no regrets at the end of the day. I'm willing to make a lot of hard decisions short term in order to not have any regret at the end of the day when I truly have to punch my ticket. Because the thing I'm scared the most is that then when I'm 85 or 105 hopefully, I say to my friends in that same retirement home that I wish I had had the courage back then. So I will do everything that it takes to face those short-term fears that might be blocking our behavior or blocking us from taking that action. So I will pursue those dreams no matter how hard it is. And I believe so far I've been able to succeed at that. It's going to be hard. It has been hard, but that's the way it goes. But I think then the most interesting question is, why is it that people have a hard time taking action? I think it's the fear that we have mentioned. And if you think about evolution, our brain has always overvalued the short-term pleasure over short-term pain, simply because it has kept us alive. And still, I believe people follow the same patterns. There are many strategies how we can overcome that. What works for me is that I take action regardless of the feelings, and I trust in the process that those right feelings will follow. And then this quote that I have almost tattooed on the back of my head, that hard decisions, easy life, and easy decisions, hard life. So those are the principles that I try to follow so that I don't have any regret at the end of the day. Because fear is temporary, but that regret lasts forever. And that's the thing I believe we all should avoid at all costs. So that was my number 1 topic. So the topic number 2 this week is something I haven't mentioned in the past. But I recently signed a contract to sell my house. I have now time until the end of the year to move out, so the transfer of ownership has not happened yet. So now between mid-August and roughly beginning of December, I have time to find a new place. And my second topic is also another passion of mine. It's the past, present, and future. In order to be happy in our lives, we need to focus on the present moment. Most of us walk down the street and 99% of the time and effort goes towards worrying about the future or dwelling on the past. And then we miss out on all that abundance and greatness and the opportunity that is right there in that particular moment. I used to be one of those people. I was a 1 or 2 on a scale from 1 to 10 when it comes to that particular skill. Now I believe I'm at 5 or 6, so I've come a long way. Kudos to myself. I think that's a good achievement. And I'm going to continue to improve on that so that I get better. But how is this related to now me finding a house? So house hunting and past, present, and future are actually directly linked, because I need to constantly remind myself, and this applies to the topic number 1 about the fears and the topic number 2 about focusing on the present moment, that I'm not a model citizen or model student in any way. One of the reasons why I talk about them so much is that I remind myself as well about the same importance. And by talking about it, it helps me on my journey, on my path towards better future. So, to give you an example, I made an offer on a property that most likely now, it seems, the seller is going to reject, or they already rejected it. I wanted it. That particular apartment required a lot of work. I was willing to do it. I felt that my offer was strong. Apparently not. So I live that process all the time, where I have to cut ties to the future. I can't dwell on the past. I just need to focus on the present moment. And I'm actually kind of excited about it. I'm not worried about finding a place. If I don't find something to buy, I will rent something and then look at something else long term. But I'm kind of like a test platform regarding something that I preach about myself. So don't worry about if I find anything. Just focus on the daily actions. Go see properties, make offers if you find something. If not, then trust the fact that there's going to be a rental that you like. But it's funny. We are no different. We all suffer from the same fears, so from the same struggles as far as focusing on the relevant topics. I'm exactly like you and everybody else. Then topic number 3 this week is about my business career. 4.5 months ago, I started documenting my life and started talking about a lot of life and business principles. First and foremost, for my kids, to build a legacy, but at the same time, I wanted to see if I could build a personal brand and potentially turn this into a business. And the thing that I've been very passionate about for a long time is teaching, coaching, business, health, wealth, and happiness, and how to combine all of those passion areas into one. Well, I train regularly. I talk about business topics. I'm involved in businesses. I evaluate different businesses all the time. And I read a lot when it comes to personal happiness. I'm into philosophy, all kinds of quotes, and that's what I post about on my Instagram account. So now I'm personally in a phase in my life where I'm pivoting. So I have 2 companies right now. One is my real estate investment firm, which is kind of on hold right now. I don't have any active projects, so there's no money coming in from there. Another company of mine is kind of like this little consulting gig that's been there on the side, and that's not really active either. But how I pay my bills, so I have some passive income coming from my rentals, so that's good, but it's not going to be enough in the future. So at the same time, there's a lot of pressure to find something new, but there's also a lot of positivity, a lot of excitement about what that new could be. So I'm at a crossroads when it comes to my business life. I'm at a crossroads when it comes to my personal life about finding a place, and there's a lot of big topics up in the air, which is good. I kind of enjoy it. I've always been a challenge seeker. But my promise to you is that I will use this weekly format, this recap, to capture those feelings, those moments, and let you know honestly what's going on. There's no sugarcoating. I'll walk the talk. We oftentimes think that people around us, our friends, colleagues, acquaintances, they care a lot about what we do. And one of the reasons why we don't take action or we don't pursue something is that we're kind of scared how other people react, whether we admit it or not. Fear of other people's reactions, comments, loved ones, family members, fear of losing. But if you really think about it, there's a whiteboard behind me. But our stories, our success stories, our accomplishments, our failures, if you want to call them that way, are like a tiny dot on that canvas or on that whiteboard. Nobody honestly cares. Nobody gives a fuck. That's how I feel. We all have our own troubles. We all have our own lives. And we oftentimes exaggerate the importance of our life in the eyes of other people. What is it they think about it if we fail? What if we don't make money? What if I tell everybody that I want to pursue this business coaching career and it doesn't turn out to be profitable? So what? Then I just I'm going to be honest about it. State the facts, tell the truth. There's nothing else I can do. So keeping that in mind, that our life is like a tiny little dot on a huge canvas. So if you go really, really close, you can see it. But at a normal distance, you can't even tell. So that's how life is in the eyes of other people. So they don't care. So let's not worry about too much what those neighbors or family members or distant cousins think about what we do in our lives. Those were my thoughts this week. Thank you for watching again. If you like the channel, please hit the like and the subscribe buttons, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you.